Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
What I'm going to show you today is what I believe is the daily rhythm for the rest of your life. I really believe this. The rest of your work lives, when you do this, you will be forced to get creative and innovative, and you will start with a really good base. So today I'm going to talk about how do you have a 5-star day. What we want now is how do we have each and every day drive a referral to us. Now, so what does it mean to have a 5-star day? And a 5-star day is a sequence or steps that attract referrals. This is a sequence that attracts referrals. You have to believe in this. You have to, maybe you don't have to believe in it in the beginning, but you have to trust me in the beginning. And I will tell you that this is, you've seen me model this on a daily basis, but what I really want to do is I want to explain it, explain the why behind it. And then what I want to do is really drive it down to what you can do and what it looks like down the road. So STAR is an acronym for sequence that attracts referrals. And you know, how many of you want to attract referrals? Well, all of you do. I'm not even going to ask that, because that's why you were attracted to me, is because I know how to attract referrals. So this is what it looks like. Step 1 is to identify 5 people. If your database is already sorted, just start with your ambassadors and pick the first 5. If not sorted, we're going to start with some tool, which in this case, we could say the phone, and you need to pick 5. Pick 5. Okay. Now, here's how many of you have already picked 5 of your most positive, energetic people. You know what? Let's do this right now. Let's do this right now. Okay. I want you to pick 5. So I'm going to just see how long it takes. I'm going to phone on my phone. I'm going to contacts on my phone. I'm starting with the A's, and I'm just looking at the most energetic, like, people, right? So there's 1. There's 2, there's 3. And there's few people in here that I don't know all that well. 4. Wow. You know what? I need to call that guy. How funny is that? All right. So I have identified, and just so you know, I got down to AC. That's as far as I got. So I started with the A's and I went down to the AC as far as alphabet. Like, why 5? You know, why not just go through your whole database right now? Well, I've been coaching long enough to know that it doesn't happen like that. Like, it does, if I said to go through your whole phone or your whole database or your whole Facebook friend list, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. Why not? It's overwhelming. You know, if you have more than 1,000 friends on Facebook, it's going to take you a long time to go through it. But here's what I've discovered. If you just take 5 a day, 5 is manageable. You can get things done very quickly. It's something you can do daily. And, you know, why is the daily dose daily? Why didn't I just do all these speakers in a 3-day summit? Why? Because I want it to be bite-sized. I have noticed that whenever there's been a change that I've made in my life, it's because of something that I've implemented daily. not weekly, not monthly, not bi-weekly, not, quarterly, not yearly. It's something that I truly implement on a daily basis, and that has gradually changed me to become a habit. This is the habit. This is it. Like, this is the one thing such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier and or unnecessary when it comes. You don't need to buy a CRM. You don't. You don't need to learn how to use Excel. You don't need anything, right? You just need somewhere where you can do the steps that I'm showing you today. And that's it. If you just do this, you will form a referral community that will feed you for the rest of your life. All right, so here we go. So you've got your 5. I've got my 5. Now I'm going to go to the next step, which is I'm going to do a call or a Zoom. I'm going to do a call or a Zoom. Now, you might call and say, I was just thinking of you. In fact, let me see if I can do this. Are you guys all right if I do this? Right? So I'm going to go to Gabe Abshire. So this is a guy who has sponsored several of our events. He owns a company called Utility Concierge. He's out of Texas, and I have not connected with him for quite a while. I have my VIP form, right? Can you guys see that? Right? So I've got VIP forms. I believe in VIP forms. So, I mean, all I'm going to do is call him. I mean, is this too easy? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm in this quandary with this. The quandary is not if it works. The quandary is not, is it important? The quandary is what will you do? Like, I can't want this more than you want this. It has to be you wanting to do these things. And like, does it make sense? Is this something you can do? Can you pick 5, call 5 people, do 5 VIP forms, do 5 power notes, right? Handwritten notes, and then do 5 invitations to your Facebook group? Does that feel like it's important? Does that feel like it's doable? Right? So I'll go through the steps. Number 1, identify. Number 2, call or Zoom. Number 3, fill out most of the VIP form. Do you have to fill out the whole thing? No, I don't always ask the religion and political party questions. Almost never do I ask those questions, just so you know. Write power notes. Star number 5, invite to your Facebook group. And there's an optional one, is ask them to write a review for you. And that's it, right? So I'm going to go back. Step 1, identify 5 people. We got it done. Step 2 is make the call. Now, with make the call, you know what? Let me go to 1 again. What is the biggest challenge? What is your biggest challenge with step 1? What is your biggest challenge right now with identifying 5 people who are positive, energetic, helpful? Basically, you would want to have a party with them. So nobody is having any problem with identifying 5 people, but you're going to have a problem eventually. I mean, you're going to, because we don't just want to identify 5 people. We want to identify 5 people who literally like fulfill us, are energetic, are nice, are positive, right? So let's go to step number 2. Step number 2, call or Zoom, right? So what is the biggest challenge with this? Is picking up the phone. And here's the thing. Why is it easy for me to pick up the phone when it might be hard for somebody else to pick up the phone? Why do I find it easy, whereas somebody else finds it hard? What's the difference between those who pick up the phone and those who don't pick up the phone? Confidence, right? Fear on one side, confidence on the other. So what is the doing it the first time or the first few times is going to be nerve-wracking. It is. Do we understand that? I mean, here's the thing. I would love to wave a magic wand, which I just waved my pencil like a magic wand. I would love to wave a magic wand and get everybody to just call, because what we have discovered is that making the call is is easy, right? Is once you do a few calls, what you find out is people are interested, people are open to it. I can't just start yelling, make the call. We need to deal with this right now, which is the easiest thing is call your mom, call your son, call your daughter, call your spouse, call somebody. And here's the other thing. These are warm calls. You're calling people you know. And here's the joy of it is I'll tell you what, this is a great way to make who are 5 people that if you called would not be bothered by your call, right? So like, I know that if I called Gabe Abshire, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. See if you can listen in here. I'm just going to do it. I got his voicemail. What do you do when you get a voicemail? Here you go. Ready? You ready? Are you guys ready for this? When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. Gabe Abshire, this is Michael J. Maher. Hey, hope you're having a great day. Hey, I had a couple of quick, specific questions just for you that only you can answer. And I'll tell you what, this is not an emergency or anything like that, but I'd really love to talk to you today. You've got my number. Just hit what is that on there? Hit the talk button and call me right back if you can. If somebody else happens to answer the phone, that does not happen all that often because it's my mobile, but it does happen occasionally. Let them know that I really wanted to talk to you today, and they will get me the phone. So you got the number once again. And then also, I promise not to take more than a couple of minutes of your time. It's just a couple of quick, specific questions just for you. And would love to talk to you today. Thanks, Gabe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Right? So what'd you get out of that? So yes, that was a guaranteed response voicemail. Now you do a call. Tommy says, so happy to hear that live. My thing is I hate phone tag. I call them, I leave voicemail, they call me back and I can't answer. Then I call them back and they can't answer. It drives me. It is what it is, right? Kathy Fox is making the call right now. Kathy, you win the catalyst button of the day. All right, I'm going to try another one. You guys ready? Now, I'm going to try to make the call very short. So I'm going to ask less of the VIP questions. But I want you to know, I'm just modeling this. I don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those where it's like, man, if you keep hearing Michael make the call, you'll make the calls. And I'm here to help. All right, here we go. Sue Adler is who I'm calling.
Hi, this is Sue Adler from Keller Williams Realty. I'm sorry I'm unavailable to take your call right now, so leave a message or text me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks and have a great day.
Gabe Abshire.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
How do you do that?
How do I do what? Love you?
How do you do the slide dial personalized?
I didn't do slide dial. That was a direct call.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh shit! It went straight to my voicemail. What?
It did? No, it rang on my end like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, nice. Well, cool, man. How you been?
I'm doing great. I'm doing a catalyst session, having some fun, and you know, it's great that your name starts with AB, right? Because it's like, you know, I'll start at the A's and just see, like, right after AAA, I've got Abshire. You know what I mean? Like, if my car's ever broken down, you might get the call instead of AAA. Are you all right with that?
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I was just thinking about you. How's everything going? Everybody healthy?
And man, business is great. I think we're gonna see something May and June, but we broke records in February and March and April. But I think we'll see something slow down a little bit in May and June. But we're adding a ton of partners, and so hopefully we can, no pun intended, but flatten that curve a little bit.
Well, I like the pun. That was a very appropriate pun.
And then kids are at home, and I don't know, man. It's been really nice. We've been kicking around work from home, not work from home, but homeschooling for about 3 months before this happened.
Yeah.
And so this has given us a little bit of a taste. And I tell you, man, they love it. They're in a better mood. It's not so stressed. It's slower. So I don't know. I don't know what will happen when we get out of this next year. School's canceled till the end of the year. So.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Are you all right if I ask you like 10 quick questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your birthday?
Yeah.
Dude, mine's June 11th. We're Geminis together. How cool is that?
There you go, Gemini.
What's your hometown? Where's that at?
Southeast Texas, where Louisiana and Texas meet, right on the coast.
Okay. What high school did you go to? And most people would consider you which one of these? You can only pick one. Straight to the point, social and outgoing, steady and dependable, or cautious and perfectly accurate?
Straight to the point.
Yeah. And
One or two, but I'll pick one.
yeah, you're a 1-2 for sure, dude. Straight to the point,
Yeah.
social and outgoing kicker.
Yeah.
Spouse, what's your spouse's name? And what's her birthday? And then anniversary?
Well, you gotta be careful where you ask these questions. You might want to say, is your spouse around?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And sometimes I'm calling and they're like, oh crap, my anniversary's in 3 days. I better figure that out.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah. What's your children's name? Very cool. You have any pets?
Bruno.
Bruno, the dog?
Bruno.
What kind of dog?
Boykin Spaniel.
Nice. And then what's your favorite color? I've only got like 5 more questions left, brother.
Blue. You're gonna tell me what you're using for, because I'm very interested.
I'm using it to update my database for one thing. So, and I'm using it to be an example of doing VIP forms, right? What is do you have a favorite TV show?
Especially with lots of quarantine time.
Yeah.
Let's just say Sopranos.
Yeah. All right. And then favorite book?
Other than the Miracle Morning with Michael Mann and Howella.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. What's your favorite sports team? Or teams?
I got like the Cowboys.
What? You don't have to. That's an affliction. I'm just kidding.
And LSU.
Nice. I became a huge LSU fan this year. I'm a huge fan of the spread offense. So watching Joe Brady, tutelage Burrow was amazing. So
it was. That dude was. I got to go to the national championship.
Oh wow.
And watch him play. It was. That dude just put on a clinic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What bucket list? So what's next on your bucket list?
Man, I want to do a gap year with the kids.
Yeah.
So I want to take off and travel for a year.
Well, what can I do for you, dude? How can I help you?
Man, we're close. We're doing great with Utility Concierge. We're going to add some technology that's going to allow people to do what we do online.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never been built before. And to be honest with you, we're adding partners right now. And so if you know any teams, brokerages that want to add another level of service to their agents, for their clients, if you want to add another revenue stream,
dude,
we would love to talk to them.
So I do have a connection. Let me check with them first, and I'm actually going to be talking to them tomorrow. Let me check on that, and I'll connect the two of you. It may be something, it may not be something, but I'll let the two of you kind of figure that out. But I think he'd be a great partner for you.
Yeah, and I would love to talk to him, man. I mean,
Mind now that we've been thinking on this. So yeah, let me approach it with them, and then let me connect you. And this is anywhere, right? Can be anywhere in the United States.
we are nationwide. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're crushing it, man. It's been really awesome. We switched from work from home, and it's gone great. My concern is getting people back in the new 30,000 square foot office we moved into last year.
Yeah, I get it.
You know?
Yeah, totally. I love it, dude. I love it, and I appreciate you. Well, man, stay safe, stay healthy, and let's stay in touch. I'll text you at least before Friday about the two connections I have.
Okay, man. Yeah, let's see how this works.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right. Hey, thanks. And hey, if you have anything on these VIP forms, I mean, that's really, really freaking interesting, because as we onboard partners, that's a freaking amazing thing to ask for them. And I know what you're doing with it, and it's beautiful.
I'm gonna make that part of my follow-up if you're all right with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. You the man. I appreciate you.
Dude, great talking to you.
All right, buddy. See ya.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. So I can breathe now. So what'd you think of that? So, all right, give me your reactions from that. And just so you know, you might be wondering why I didn't ask for his home address or work address. I already have those. So and to my right, I have my handwritten notes. I love it. It just helps hearing how easily you transition into the questions. Right. I really have I mean, that's the beauty of the VIP form. Here's the other thing. Do you have to use my VIP form? The answer is you don't have to use my VIP form. Do you have to ask every question? One of the questions that I've been adding to all my VIP forms, you might want to add, is books. I've been adding books to my VIP form. So I want to know what their favorite, and by the way, just so you know, I knew Gabe was going to say the book Traction because he was the one that recommended Traction to me a long time ago. And, you know, Lori Knutson out of Minnesota is somebody who literally is teaching Traction stuff. So Kathy Fox said you could tell he was happy to hear from you. My question is, how long has it been since you talked to him? I have to tell you that it's been at least a year, probably 18 months since Gabe Abshire and I have talked. It might be longer than that. I'd have to go check, but I would say at least 18 months. So it might be 2 years, but I don't think it's quite been 2 years. So awesome. That's great validation. Yeah. So yeah. Yep. So all right. So I did the call. I noticed I did not wait for a Zoom, but could you do a Zoom? 100%. Right. But I have to tell you, do you get more value from Zoom or doing the call? I personally think that I get better answers, I get faster answers without the whole waiting for how you look. You know, everybody with Zoom, they're worried about how they look. You know, I can always do FaceTime if I want to do a Zoom. So I'm just going to do the call. You know, the call's faster, it's cleaner. People don't have to worry about what they look like. And here we go. Now, the difference is that if you use Calendly, somebody that's just hitting home run after home run with this is Tara Carter in Florida. You know, she is doing scheduled Zoom calls through Calendly, and people are signing up to do the Zoom with her for 15 minutes. And then she's doing, I mean, talk about taking control of your time and being proactive. You can do that through Zoom. So, you know, listen, if you do the communication, do I care? The answer is no, I don't care.
The release of 7L in 2010 sparked a movement among business owners. Industry-changing Catalyst coaching, Referrals podcast, and annual summits were created as a result. And now we're excited to introduce the Referral Mastery Academy, the online university for everyone in Gen. When on the Academy campus, head over to the library, get your library card, and browse all of our free resources. Everything at the library is free. Or you can enroll as a student and have access to the library, plus all of our on-demand courses, where you can learn and implement at your own pace. Buy one course at a time. Finally, you have the option to go all in and join the Academy. Academy members get access to all of the on-demand courses, the library, and monthly live classes and challenges. Academy members pay $99 per month and have access to everything. Check it out today at referralmasteryacademy.com.
What else did you get out of, I'm going to call on some of you. Let's see. Lynn Stone, Monique Harps, Tim Thompson. Tim, welcome, buddy. Carrie Gutierrez, Jamie Apuna, Daniel Kochman, Christina Oziak, Kathy Lamont, Kathy Fox, Brian Grimm, Amy DiPiero. What did you guys get out of that conversation? Or, hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Yes. Okay, here we go. What are you using it for? I'm just updating my database. I don't know what I'll ever use any of this for, but it's good that I know more about you. Great. The first question is, how are you guys doing? I will tell you, that's an important question, is just like, how's everybody doing? Everybody safe and healthy? The reason that is so important is because if people aren't safe and healthy, you're not going to go into the VIP questions. You're just going to really get into concern and like empathy, Christina Oziak, I have to tell you, did I apologize for not calling for 18 months? Did I send him an apology letter? No, I didn't. I don't believe in the apology letter. I don't believe in apologizing for not calling because A, it makes you think about how long it's been, and B, nobody is apologizing to you. You don't need to apologize to your high school friend when you reconnect 10 years later. Nobody apologizes. Everybody understands, that everybody's busy. So you just go into it like you just talked to them yesterday. Yeah, Amy DiPiero really hit on a big point. I was looking for an action item. I actually got 3. And I actually told him what my follow-up would be. Amy, did you notice anything about my promise? Did you notice anything about my promise to him? I'll be interested to see if anybody caught like how I underpromised so I could over-deliver. Lynn Stone says, I really noticed how easily you transition from questions to making a connection. Have you guys ever seen a speaker or a trainer go live before? Right? Literally do what they're teaching you and do it right in front of you and then break it down for you before, during, and after. Right? And I'm not saying I'm better and I'm not saying I'm worse. I'm just saying, you know what? I want you to know that I do this. I love doing it. I do it every day. And you can trust me on this journey that I've done it and I've seen the benefits of doing it. And I would never ask you to do it if there were not benefits on the journey and at the end of the journey. Christina Oziak said, even though it has been a while, it didn't seem like it had been a while for you guys to communicate. He was super open to communicating with you in the future for an opportunity. And just so you know, do you think that is the case with most people right now during the quarantine? Do you think more people are open to opportunity now than they were maybe 2 months ago? Brian Grimm says, I was really surprised to see how much he was willing to share because he seemed like a guy that is a high D. He is a high D. He's a D off the charts. Please notice how fast I was talking. But the other thing too is that he's a private D. So you notice he asked a couple times, like, I want to know what you're using this for. And then later on, he got into curiosity instead of doubt, if you will, or hesitancy. Yeah, he had more time and patience than I would have thought. He's a high D, right? So why? And I will tell you, maybe that's something you really break down if you watch the replay of this Catalyst, is like really listen to that call, because what I do is when people are talking about themselves, they have an amazing amount of time and patience. It was all about him. It was all about him, his situation, his business, his life, his dog, his kids. My questions matched his personality. That is the truth. I did. I went faster. If I was talking to a high S, I would have been a lot slower, and I would have probably dived more deeply into the family, the dog, the kids, the school, rather than diving into business. Just how it works. Amy says you gave a date. What date did I give? I gave Friday. So everybody listen. I gave Friday. Am I going to follow up Friday? Okay, I'm going to go back to the message, right? So it's like, oh man, if you had somebody else that was a broker, oversaw maybe a brokerage or a lot of agents who would look for another revenue stream, but also it's a phenomenal service that he provides. And I thought of one person, and then as he kept talking, I thought of another person. And notice I didn't say their names to him. Did you notice that I didn't say the names? He doesn't know who I'm talking about. Now, so here's the thing is if I talk to the first one and he's not a good connection, I'm just going to go to the next one or maybe the third. The other thing is that I'm going to be talking to both of these people tomorrow. And I said that I was going to communicate before Friday, right? So I said, hey, listen, you'll hear from me by Friday. When he hears from me tomorrow, what does that do for the relationship? Oh, could I have said, like, I'll call you tomorrow or follow up tomorrow? And then what happens if I can't get a hold of the people I want to by tomorrow? Right? So I gave, and here's the thing, was he disappointed in Friday? Was he sad about Friday? Was he like, did he look down upon me because I said, hey, listen, I'll make those connections by Friday? No, I don't think he did. Then when I do it when I think it's going to happen, then guess what? I'm over delivering. I'm making it happen. Did it help to have the VIP form? It helps to have a script. Do you need to fill out the whole form? The answer is no, you don't. If I were you, I would suggest that before you get ready to do it, put the stars next to the questions that you are most interested in learning about. Put a star next to the ones that you're most like. Birthday is huge. All right. Now, write your handwritten note, right? So you've got your handwritten note right here. I'll just start it right in front of you, right? My little lighthouse. All right. So Gabe, always awesome to chat with you. Glad to hear everyone is safe and healthy. I already have the PS in mind, so I don't necessarily need to write the PS first. It is a good idea if you're not sure of the PS to go ahead and write your PS first. I'm going to write my PS up on top here. So I'm going to take all the room on the bottom, and then I'm going to write the PS on the top, just so you know what I'm doing here. Glad to hear everyone is safe and healthy. Let's connect about your national program and discuss a live event in Dallas. Blessings. Hope you can read this. My handwriting. Woo! My handwriting's kind of gone down with writing a lot of handwritten notes over this time. So PS, shoot me a text. He works really well by text. I know that. And then I put my number. Now, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to invite Gabe to the generosity generation. I'm going to go to the generosity generation group. He is not a member. We are friends. All right. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to type it. Now this is aggressive. I don't always do this publicly, but I'm going to do it publicly here. Gabe, great speaking with you today. You have some amazing things going on. Love to have you join us in Generosity Generation. All right, post. There you go. So now this is aggressive, maybe too aggressive, but I am inviting him to my group publicly. So I happen to know him. I happen to know that he's probably going to be okay with that. What I might have normally done is just gone to a message. I'll do it anyway, right? joingengen.com is best URL for GenGen group. Love to have you. That's how you type to a D, by the way. He's a D. He doesn't need a story. He doesn't need, greetings and salutations. He doesn't need a beginning or an end. He just needs the juice, right? All right. Just so you know, another thing that you can do on this 5-star program that we're talking about is you can ask for a review. Just say, hey, listen, if I sent you a link to do a review on Zillow or Facebook or Google or wherever you want the review done, they'll say yes. They're going to say yes. Another question that's not on your form, the VIP form that I said was, how can I help you or what can I do for you? That's very natural for me to say. It may not be natural for you, so you might want to add it to your VIP form. That's what I hope we boiled it down with this 5-star approach is, it's a sequence that attracts referrals. It really does. So if you implemented this for 30 days, you would have a group with 100 to 150 people in it. You would have written 100 to 150 handwritten notes. You would have made 100 to 150 phone calls. You would have left 50 guaranteed response emails. You would have identified the most powerful, positive, enriching people in your network. And another question that I asked Gabe that is not on the form is if you were looking for advice, who would you go to? And I was really looking for a person that I could get an introduction to or a connection to. And he said the membership charity, and I am going to follow up on that. But the thing is that might be something that you add to your VIP form and ask and look to grow. All right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying we're on this journey to create authentic transformation. What does that mean? Transform into the most authentic us, just be us, and then launch our success today. That means do something today. So my last question for all of you is, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do with the rest of your day? What is the one thing that you need to do between now and midnight today? My last question, I promise. I'll tell you mine. I need to connect with these 2 people that I'm going to connect to Gabe. That's what I'm going to do today, literally right after this. I encourage you to re-listen to it. I really do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. Remember to create authentic transformation today and launch your success today. Launch it. You're the best. You got this. We're the leaders. We're the leaders. You are a leader. You are a leader. You're strong enough. You're authentic enough. You're authoritative enough. Your heart's in the right place. This is your time. 7L was built for this, and so were you. Thanks, everybody.